I told my single friend to get a boyfriend. It was just a joke at first. Holly had been complaining for weeks about being alone while scrolling through couples on Instagram, so one night at my apartment I said it as a joke. Stop whining and just find someone already. What I didn't know was that Holly would take it as a personal challenge. The next week she downloaded every dating app: Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, even Facebook dating. She was swiping constantly, at work, at dinner, even during movies at my place. Her phone never stopped buzzing with messages from random guys. Then she met someone. His name was Kyle. She showed me his profile and he looked fine. Normal job, normal smile, nothing crazy. They went on their first date to some Italian place downtown. She texted me photos of her pasta and said he was perfect. Second date was mini golf. Third date was the movies. By week 2, she was posting him all over her Instagram with captions like "finally found my person" and "where have you been all my life." I was happy for her, really. My boyfriend Austin and I had been together 3 years and I wanted Holly to have what we had. But then things got weird. Holly stopped answering my calls. When I texted her to hang out, she'd say Kyle wanted to spend time together. Every single weekend. I'd see her Instagram stories at restaurants I recognized, parks we used to go to, even the coffee shop that was our spot. One Saturday, I decided to surprise her at that coffee shop since she posted a story there. When I walked in, I saw her sitting at our usual table, but she wasn't alone. Kyle was there, and so was Austin, my Austin. They were all laughing together like old friends. I stood there frozen by the door. Austin saw me first. His face went white. Holly turned around and her smile dropped. Kyle just looked confused. I walked over and asked what was going on. Austin stood up and tried to explain. He said Kyle reached out to him on Instagram 2 weeks ago saying he was dating Holly and wanted to meet her friends. They'd been hanging out as a group ever since, except Austin never told me, not once. Holly jumped in saying she wanted to surprise me by having everyone get along first, but something felt wrong. I looked at Austin and asked why his hand was on the table next to Holly's. Real close. He pulled it back fast. That's when Kyle spoke up. He asked Holly why she never mentioned she had a boyfriend. The table went silent. Holly's face turned red and she stammered that Kyle must have misheard. But Kyle pulled out his phone and showed messages where Holly said she was single. Messages from yesterday. Austin looked at Holly confused. I looked at Austin. Then I saw it. A text notification on Austin's phone on the table. From Holly. It said, "Can't wait for tonight," with a heart emoji. I grabbed his phone before he could stop me. The messages went back 3 weeks. Paragraphs about how they connected so well, how she felt something real, how she wished they'd met first. Austin tried to grab the phone back, but I held it away. There were more messages, plans to meet up at his apartment when I was at work, photos she sent him. I scrolled up to the first message. It was from the day after I told her to get a boyfriend. She'd messaged Austin saying she always thought he was cute and asked if he wanted to grab coffee sometime as friends. I looked at Holly and asked if this was why she got a boyfriend. To make Austin jealous. To have an excuse to be around him. She didn't answer, just stared at her coffee cup. Kyle stood up and said he was done with this mess and walked out. Smart guy. Austin reached for my hand, but I moved away. He said Holly had been persistent, but he never crossed a line. Just friendly hangouts. But the messages said different. I told him we were done and left. Holly called after me, but I kept walking. 2 days later, Holly showed up at my door crying. She said she never meant for it to happen. That she just wanted what I had. That after I told her to find someone, she realized the person she wanted was Austin. She thought if she got close to him as friends first, maybe he'd see her differently. The fake boyfriend was just a cover. I told her I didn't care about her reasons. She knew Austin was mine and she went after him anyway. Then I asked how many of those hangouts actually happened. She admitted they'd been meeting up for coffee 3 times a week. Once at his apartment when I was working late. Nothing physical happened, she swore. But the emotional cheating was worse. I shut the door in her face.